Step up, Casey!
Like a pancake right there. Hold him, hold him, hold him.
To be honest, I don't even remember why I started. It was so long ago, about 4 years old when I started wrestling, so mainly just because my brother's done wrestling, so it's just family, I guess. Tournaments. Go in there, you get to hang out with tons of friends, get to mess around for 3 hours in between each match, and it's fun stuff. It was at the Kootenai Classic in Libby, and I was in the semifinals. I was down by 1 point having to wrestle this guy, and my parents were screaming at me from the crowd, so I went berserk mode and charged the kid screaming, and he fell over, and I won the match, so that was fun. I've always been like one of the better wrestlers and more of a leadership role, so I guess it was just kind of natural to stick with it. Work hard. I didn't really understand that concept until about a year ago, but once you start actually working at it, it makes an amazing difference in your wrestling abilities.
It's a lot of fun. I like seeing all the young kids being a part of it. We do that for 6 weeks, and it's kind of one of those cherry on the top things as far as getting done with the high school wrestling program and getting right into the little guys, and they all have a lot of fun in the program. You know, it's seeing the kids have fun. I mean, it really is. It's them getting out on the mat, and whether they win or lose, the ones that are smiling through the whole thing, that's why it's nice to be around it. We love that. I mean, it's one of those things that we don't get to see all of them. When we see a former little guy, we have a connection with them. We've been coaching them for 4, 5, 6, 7 years. You know, to have them in the wrestling room and to really keep building that relationship with them through high school is really nice. You know, I love wrestling. The guys I work with are great. The kids that I work out with are great. It's one of those sports that lifelong lessons are built through this or learned through this, and I want to teach kids. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. You get up into a high school room and it gets kind of intense, and you're looking at the wins and losses and trying to fulfill that kind of stuff. And down there at the little guy stuff, it's let's have some fun. You know, it's just the numbers. It's just educating the parents. I think some parents and kids don't know exactly what the sport is about. They hear bad stories about you know, the weight cutting and that kind of stuff. And the sport has evolved. I mean, it is going in a great direction, and that stuff is one of the things of the past. I mean, it doesn't happen anymore.
How does it feel? It feels good. It feels good because wrestling is something new to me, and getting my son involved, I learned a lot along the path, and I feel that it's a great father-son learning experience. Probably the growth, both physically and mentally, that confidence as the kids went through the program, seeing that growth from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. How am I a part? I'm a parent. I'm a cheerleader on the sides. I'm doing what the coaches ask, if they ask us to do anything to help out. So my role is on the periphery and supporting my son, how the coaches are coaching them and are coaching him, and that's my role. Be a dad. Well, back to that confidence. I think that's the biggest thing. You know, the very first meet, he was overwhelmed. He did not know what to expect, and he stepped out there, and the environment kind of overtook him. And Coach Boyle was great, said, let him, he can just practice if he's not interested in participating in the meets. And so we tried that for the next week, and next thing you know, my son said, I think I'm ready for a meet, and he wanted to try it. It's pretty exciting. We get on the side of the mat and cheer and encourage, and it makes me feel pretty proud as a dad. Well, I can't imagine a better personality for the job. You know, Coach Boyle has that sense to him where he cares, he motivates, he encourages these kids. He brings the older kids down to work with the younger kids, and you know, all of those little elements make that environment just so inviting, and that's where it starts. Those younger kids, like my son, his first year, he needed that level of inspiration.
The 2014 Little Guy Wrestling season will take place starting February 17th and conclude on March 29th. Practices will start the 17th of February and will be conducted at the upper gym of the middle school. Please use the East Middle School doors. Practices will be held Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. No practice on Wednesdays. Fridays will be an intramural competition, also known as a fun day. Practice times are as follows. Pee-wees and beginners practice at 5:30 to 6:45. Pee-wees are children of ages 5. As of January 1st, not affiliated with the Montana Little Guy Wrestling. Beginners are first graders and above, ages 6 to 8 as of January 1st. Novice, middle, and junior practices are at 3:45 to 5:15. Novice, ages 9 to 10 as of January 1st. Middle, ages 11 to 12 as of January 1st. And juniors, ages 13 to 14 as of January 1st. The Saturday tournaments are kicked off with the Icebreaker in Whitefish on February 22nd. Kalispell and Libby followed the Icebreaker on March 1st and March 8th. Unit 1, Inter-Valley 1 and 2, and State are all to be assigned. Whitefish Little Guy Wrestling sign-ups are every Monday beginning January 20th, during open mat from 6:15 to 7 p.m. in the high school wrestling room. Open mat is open to anyone that wants to come and see what wrestling is about. Sign-ups are also going to take place on the 31st of January during the wrestling double duel against Frenchtown and Polson in the high school foyer from 5 to 6:30 p.m. Registration questions can be directed to Heather Olson by email at olsonheather24@yahoo.com. Check us out on our Facebook page, Whitefish Little Guy Wrestling. Also check whitefishwrestling.com.